So your child just got diagnosed with autism. Now what? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you should do once you find out that your child has been diagnosed with autism. It may come to a shock for you. It may come as something that is very heartbreaking for you. Some of you may feel kind of sad. Some of you may feel guilt or shame or anger. I just want to let you know that your feelings are valid because this is big news for a lot of people. Some of you may even be going through what's like a grieving process because you are grieving something that you thought was going to occur. Some of you may have had visions and dreams and hopes for your child and all these things that you envision happening for your child, and now you get this diagnosis and now you have nothing but worry and fear and maybe even hopelessness because you're trying to figure out, is all these things that you envision for your child even going to be possible anymore? So I just want to let you know that one of the first things that you should do once your child has gotten the diagnosis of autism is to truly sit down and identify your feelings and just know that it's okay to feel how you're feeling. But I also want to advise you, which is the second thing that I think you should do once you get your child's diagnosis back, is that you should also find healthy ways to process your emotions and to cope with these emotions. So this may look like talking to a loved one about what's going on. If you have a husband or a wife or your spouse, you all may want to go to family counseling if you're having a hard time dealing with this new information. You may even want to seek out like spiritual counseling or a therapist, or go to church and speak with your pastor or minister, things like that to really help you process this information. You may even want to try new things that you haven't tried before, such as prayer or meditation or even journaling. All of these things are healthy methods and mechanisms for helping you to process and cope with all of your feelings in a healthy way. So now that you have identified your feelings and you are processing your feelings, and I just want to let you know, processing your feelings is not something that's just going to happen overnight. This is going to be a long time journey of yours as you continue to get to know what this diagnosis all entails for your child. So the third thing that you should do is really educate yourself about autism and what it actually is and how it impacts your child. Because autism is such a large spectrum type of disorder. That's why it's called autism spectrum disorder, because no two individuals who have autism are alike, just like no two individuals who are neurotypical are alike. So you really want to get to know what this autism diagnosis means for your child. What is it all about? What does it mean as far as their development? What does it mean as far as their education? What does it mean as far as just their overall outlook on life? So I'm going to actually put some resources in the description below. If autism is a brand new diagnosis for you and you not really know much information about it, I'm going to put some resources in the description below so that you can read a little bit more about the diagnosis. Which leads me to the fourth thing that you should do, and that is to find out what supports are out there that are really going to help benefit your child. So for example, there are tons of therapies out there, right? There is occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, developmental therapy, behavioral therapy, and the list goes on. There's so many different types of therapies out there. But what works best for your child? Just because another child may have multiple therapies and they have autism, that doesn't mean that your child who has been diagnosed with autism is going to need those same exact therapies. So it's going to be best for you to find out where your child is, meet them where they're at, and find out what it is that they specifically need to help them in their personal journey with this diagnosis. You also want to find out about different programs that are out there to really help your child. So for example, if your child is younger than 3, you may want to look into your state's early intervention or early steps program where they can receive free therapy resources through the state. You may also want to look into, if they are school age, maybe they need an IEP plan, which is an individualized education plan for your child. Or maybe they just need a 504 plan. And a 504 plan is basically a plan that helps your child with accommodations in the classroom to help support their academic and educational journey. So you want to research and look to see what programs are out there that may best suit your child. And to go along with that, the fifth thing that you should do if your child has recently been diagnosed with autism is find out what community resources are out there, not only just for you, but also for your child. So for yourself, you may want to look into support groups to see if there are other parents out there that you could talk to, or even online groups that you can talk to. You may want to even look to see if there are parents in your neighborhood, or just in general, look locally to see who it is that you can talk to that may be going through the same thing as you, that can offer you the support that you need. Because you definitely do not want to isolate yourself when you find out something like this. You want to find out also what are some community resources for your child. There may be some events or movie theaters or libraries or just things in general at the park district near your home that offer programs and classes and different activities for children with autism. So do your homework and really research to see what is out there to help support you and your child, because at the end of the day, you are going to be your child's biggest advocate, and you are the one that has to make sure your child gets exactly what they need in order for them to meet their max potential in all areas of life. And just to throw a disclaimer out there, everybody is different in their journey when it comes to learning that their child has been diagnosed with autism. So some of you may not follow the steps that I named in sequential order. Some of you may have already bypassed steps 1 and 2, which was identifying your emotions and finding healthy ways to cope. Maybe you're at the step where you are needing to educate yourself a little bit more about autism. Or some of you have already been through steps 1 through 3, where you know how you feel, you're working through your emotions in a healthy way, and you have already educated yourself about autism. But now you're at the stage where you're trying to figure out what are the best supports for your child. Everybody's journey is going to be completely different. So these are just 5 steps in general that I recommend that you take once you find out that your child has been diagnosed, but you don't have to follow this exact order if that is not the order that you are in right now. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. If you are a parent or caregiver out there, or even another professional, and you want to continue learning more information about child development and child-related diagnoses such as autism and sensory processing, please go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. And if you are a fellow occupational therapist or even another therapist and you want to learn more about working with children in the early stages of life, also please subscribe. And everyone, please hit your notification bell so that you will be aware of when I post my very next video. All right, guys, until next time, bye.